Good times for a change. Oh, please, please, please. It's time to trade Samuel Montembeault. Okay, this is an interesting video topic we have here today because we're diving into the Montreal Canadiens and the goaltending situation. Whether or not Sammy Montembeault is a Canadian next season is up for debate. But if you dive into the nitty-gritty contract details, make no mistake, he's on there. Right now, the Canadiens' goaltending triumvirate looks like this. You will likely have Jakub Dobeš as the starting goaltender. I mean, why wouldn't you? He just made the third round in the Stanley Cup Playoffs, after all. And then you're going to have Montembeault or Jacob Fowler as the backup on any given night. We've already seen in the past how sometimes the Canadiens rolling with three goaltenders doesn't actually make anybody happy. Jake Allen spoke out in an interview saying that he really was not a fan and he did not appreciate how he was treated in the Canadiens organization with this three-goalie rotation that they had going on with Montembeault, himself, and Caden Primo. It was not a sustainable path for the Montreal Canadiens to continue trekking down, just because having no full vision as to who your main dude really is and having your backups rotate in and out every other game, it just didn't really fit. And so heading into this upcoming season, I think a lot of us do fully believe that Jacob Fowler is signed, sealed, delivered. He is an NHL caliber backup option, 21 years old, and he had a .908 save percentage in 17 games with the Canadiens this previous season. He also had a .500 save percentage and a .716 goals against in the one playoff game that he had against Buffalo. He let in one goal on 2 shots in 8 minutes, so maybe not the best right there in that one individual game. But Jacob Fowler has a lot to prove, and he has a lot of talent to back up that potential. Sammy Montembeault, on the other hand, absolutely sucked last year. .872 save percentage in 25 games played, and a .343 goals against. It's why this article, posted onto the Montreal Gazette by Brendan Kelly, goes out there and says, please, 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 do not make Sammy Montembeault Jakub Dobeš's backup this season. The Canadiens are stuck with this $3.15 million goalie for one more year, but they shouldn't move Fowler to Laval. Let's dive into Kelly's scoop and just read what he has to say on the Gazette. It's time for the Habs to move on from Samuel Montembeault. This might have seemed like an obvious point, but some Habs fans have been posting on social media to say they feel Jacob Fowler should be sent back down to the Laval Rocket and Monty should be tapped as Dobeš's backup. Even some otherwise reliable hockey columnists have said the same thing. Me, I'm wondering if these people are simply repressing memories of what happened last year. If that's the case, let me remind you, Montembeault was absolutely awful. I'm not trying to be mean, just stating the facts. Yeah, I don't think that's really mean. He was one of the worst goaltenders in the entire gosh darn National Hockey League. There's a lot to like about Montembeault. He seems like a pretty cool dude. Marty St. Louis, indeed, has defended his goaltender in the past as well. St. Louis, though, just kept coming back with Montembeault throughout the course of last season, kept giving the Quebecois dude another shot at the job, kept repeating that he had faith in his goalie. By December, it was crystal clear to most of us fans that there was something very wrong with Montembeault, but the coach, who has a stubborn bent, refused to budge. Astonishingly, he kept playing him through the beginning of March, and you have to wonder how many points the team lost by continuing with Monty for so long. I'd say that's a pretty harsh sentiment. Won't say I disagree, but still. This article is essentially going out there and saying that it is time to get rid of Sammy Montembeault. A change of scenery would do him good. Naturally enough, GM Kent Hughes hasn't been forthcoming about his Montembeault plans, and maybe the GM has spent the summer trying to find a suitor for Monty and has come up empty. There have been some notable goalie swaps in the NHL this summer, including Joseph Woll going from the Maple Leafs to the Flyers, and the Devils trading Jacob Markstrom to Florida. The Leafs also signed Sergei Bobrovsky. But is there a market out there for Montembeault after last season's dismal performance? That's the $3.15 million question. The article then goes out there and says that if you have Dobeš and Fowler, they could be one of the better duos, cost per save-wise, essentially. You would certainly hope the Canadiens don't start the season with 3 goalies. Of course, goalies can bounce back from subpar seasons, so you never know. The other thing is, do you really want to send Fowler back down? Seems like a step backwards. So, I would not disagree with the sentiment that Kelly is proposing in this article. Essentially, though, when you talk about options for Sammy Montembeault, a trade kind of is the only thing you're capable of doing at this point. And Spectors Hockey goes out there and highlights this in the August 9th edition of Spectors. He writes here at the bottom, "It was assumed the Canadiens would trade or buy out Montembeault this summer. The buyout period has passed, and if they were peddling him, it appears that there weren't any takers. Montembeault's struggles last season hurt his value in the trade market. They'll have to give him some playing time and hope he does well enough to become enticing to another team. Until they can find a suitable trade partner for him, they might have to send the promising Fowler to their AHL affiliate to ensure the 22-year-old gets sufficient playing time. Failing that, the Canadiens could keep Dobeš and Fowler as their tandem and send Montembeault to the minors. It would free up a bit of cap space for them, $1.225 million, while providing him with more time and less pressure to work on his game." How about that, eh? Instead of sending Fowler back down to the AHL to kind of just be in a place where he's already shown that he can do well in, why not send Montembeault down? He's got 1 year left at 3.15, so it's not like this is going to be a long-term thing. If you bought him out, you would have had to pay an extra year on the contract regardless, so maybe just letting sleeping dogs lie and letting Montembeault go down to the AHL ain't that bad of an idea. That is, if you subscribe to the thought process that says that having 3 goaltenders is a no-go. If you think having 3 is still fine, then hey, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We already heard from Jake Allen. He was not a fan of the way that thing went down. Maybe Montembeault doesn't want to be a part of another triple goalie rotation. And at the same time, based off of the way we had seen Montembeault interacting with the Canadiens this previous campaign, looking at how he was able to talk to the guys, how he celebrated the wins in the locker room, etc., etc., there are a lot of videos of Montreal Canadiens stuff behind the scenes, and you always saw Montembeault in the background with a smile on his face. It does seem to me like Montembeault knows that he is no longer that guy who is suitable or the best option as a backup for the Canadiens. Obviously, everybody knows Jakub Dobeš is the number 1, at least for now. He just took the team to the 3rd round after all. He's got a bright future ahead of him, even if that future might see him as a backup long-term behind Jacob Fowler. But between Jakub and Jacob, now seems like the time to fully ride it out with these 2 young goaltenders, and Montembeault, unfortunately, seems to be the odd man out. It's been a good run for him, honestly, ever since he was acquired by waivers from Montreal in 2021. That was a long time ago, and I remember, I was at the mall making a video about this guy getting claimed on waivers when that happened. Pretty good memories, and there was a really good run there from Montembeault throughout his time with the Canadiens, but all good things must come to an end, right? Is that Montembeault's contract with the team via trade, or is that Montembeault's time with the team in the National Hockey League? Is he going to get sent down? Is he going to get traded? Is there an option for Montreal to buy him out? Well, it doesn't seem like that's going to go down. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think the Canadiens should do with Samuel Montembeault? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.